Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here and welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping on in and coming by. Today we're going to listen to Neil Young. We're going to listen to this track, Crime in This City. This is off of the album Freedom, his 19th studio album released in 1989. We're listening to this track because it had been suggested and sponsored by Rob. So Rob, thank you so much for the suggestion, definitely for the support as well. And I see that it had also been suggested by Patrick McGrath and RGRG as well. So thank you guys. And Mike Russell. I got you there as well. It does seem that it comes with a little subtitle here, which is entitled 60 to 0, Part 1, as I pull that up. So let's go ahead and dive on into it. Is it the first track on the album? Hold on, let me pull up the album here so I can see. It's not the first track technically in the album, because the first track is Rockin' in the Free World Live Acoustic, but it's the second track. Let's go ahead and dive in. We'll talk about it a little bit after. Here we go. I like how it came down.
Well, the cop made the showdown. He was sure he was right. He had all of the lowdown from the bank heist last night. His best friend was a robber, and his wife was a thief. All the children were killers. They couldn't get no relief.
I like this quiet drive.
The bungalow was surrounded when a voice loud and clear said, "Come on out with your hands up, or we'll blow you out of here." There was a face in the window. The TV cameras rolled.
The way he softened his voice immediately at that moment is nice.
And the story was told.
Stronger strum, the distorted coming in. Yeah.
The artist looked at the producer. The producer sat back. He said, "What we have got here is a perfect track, but we don't have a vocal,
Okay.
and we don't have a song. If we could get these things accomplished, nothing else could go wrong." So he balanced the ashtray as he picked up the phone. Said, "Send me a songwriter who's drifted far from home, and make sure that he's hungry, make sure he's alone. Send me a cheeseburger and a new Rolling Stone."
Someone they could take advantage of, perhaps?
Yeah.
Organ. Oh yeah, okay. I love these moments after the verse, which allows for some of the other instrumentation to come through. Sax in this case. It's a good structure. Settles back into the groove.
There's still crime in the city, said the cop on the beat. I don't know if I can stop it. I feel like meat on the street. They paint my car like a target. I take my orders from fools. Meanwhile, some kid blows my head off. Well, I play by their rules. That's why I'm doing it my way. He says he looks up to me.
I like the different perspectives.
There's still crime in the city, but it's good to be free.
Keeps on getting more interesting.
I come from a family that has a broken home. Sometimes I talk to Daddy on the telephone. When he says that he loves me, I know that he does. But I wish I could see him. I wish I knew where he was. That's the way all my friends are, except maybe one or two. Wish I could see him this weekend. Wish I could walk in his shoes, but now I'm doing my own thing.
That independence.
Sometimes I'm good, then I'm bad. Although my home has been broken, it's the best home I ever had.
Back to the rhythmic change. I love these little intervals that happen here. And that percussion is light, but it's heavy, right? It's kind of heavy-handed the way he plays that.
Well, I keep getting younger. My life's been funny that way. Before I ever learned to talk, I forgot what to say. I sass back to my mom. I sass back to my teacher. I got thrown out of Bible school for sassing back at the preacher. Then I grew up to be a fireman, put out every fire in town, put out anything smoking. But when I put the hose down, the judge sent me to prison, gave me life without parole. Wish I never put the hose down, wish I never got old.
Sax coming through. This whole thing has a great story resolution climax. It's a full tale. Okay, I'm not exaggerating. I've heard a decent amount of music now from Neil Young here on the channel. We've covered a few albums and such. And I think that this is one of the best songs that I've heard, at least recently, from Neil Young. Or at least one, to me, that's like, it really vibes with me quite a bit. And I think there's quite a lot to like on this one. I think that for a track that's almost 9 minutes, it's, to me, the perfect length. Because on one hand, it has a certain consistency, right? the music doesn't really change too often in rhythm. As soon as you get the structure and you understand it's verse, instrumental, there's no change structurally or anything like that. And yet at the same time, it's the way the instruments play during the verse a little bit more subtly, and then in those intervals with a different sound or change in the rhythm, like that's what makes this kind of spice up and spark up a little bit, and what makes it really interesting to listen to. For like, I love the guitar playing from Neil Young. I mean, I thought his guitar playing was just sensational through here. I'm imagining that he's more, I don't know, don't quote me. I'm imagining he's taking more of a rhythm guitar in this part, and then you have Frank Sampedro playing guitar as well. And Pedro probably plays, at least in some part, some more of those solo areas. And I think that it comes across wonderfully. Yeah, the guitar playing is just melodic. It's exquisite. It's gorgeous to listen to. And then the drumming. Who is here? Chad Cromwell on the drums, using the brushes, or maybe not brushes. Well, no, they're probably brushes, actually. Using the brushes, and the way that the drums sound here, it's very much in the background. It's very much, more of a subtlety. And at the same time, maybe because of the rhythm and the way he's playing, I still feel it's kind of heavy-handed, even for playing on the brushes, which makes this driving rhythm like heavy in its own way. Contextually heavy. Not obviously like Judas Priest heavy, but like within the context of the music, it is kind of heavy, and it has that drive to it. And then all the different instruments that come in and out around the music, especially the verse, and then really having solo material and moments in the intervals between the verses. Saxophone, Steve Lawrence, Larry Craig; trombone, Claude Colliet, John Fumo, and Tom Bray on the trumpet as well. Ben Keith handling alto sax, but then he's also playing pedal steel guitar, which we heard as well. And that's when the rhythm changes in the interval, when it kind of like stutters a little bit and changes that sound. And I love that, in the different tone that it rang in with that rhythmic change. So like, even at that point, maybe it was about halfway through that we got that first rhythm change. It keeps it interesting. It keeps it enjoyable to listen to. And even if you're not listening to the lyrics, which the lyrics and the story is a big part of this, but even if you're not listening to this, you're just kind of, to me, listening and riding along this particular train of thought, at least musically. And I think that it's very comforting and in its own way very exciting to listen to. And it has a really, really nice drive to it. I think that this was a sensational track from Neil Young and the band. I think that this was really, really good. We got a little bit to talk about here on this one. Let's pull up the lyrics. We'll dive into it. So we have several different stories, and as I was listening, I was trying to make the connection between the stories, because I feel like there's still a connection for how separated these stories may be. While the cop made the showdown, he was sure he was right. He had all of the lowdown from the bank heist last night. His best friend was the robber, and his wife was a thief. All the children were killers. They couldn't get no relief. The bungalow was surrounded when a voice loud and clear said, "Come out with your hands up or we'll blow you out of here." There was a face in the window. The TV cameras rolled. Then they cut to the announcer, and the story was told. Okay. Here's what I get from this, and I could be wrong, but here's what I get. Obviously, the cop, he made sure he's doing everything right. He's got it all. He's got the lowdown. He's got all his info. His intel is ready. He says his best friend was the robber, and his wife was a thief. While the children were killers, they couldn't get no relief. I will admit that this threw me off for a second. Is he saying he's kind of playing both sides, like almost he's acting as if he's undercover? Or is this more symbolic and he feels like he can't trust anybody around him? And then this was interesting. I got some censorship here, right? Because they're getting all the cameras rolling. They're watching this scene play out. There's a face in the window. Obviously, something's about to go down. And all of a sudden, it says they cut to the announcer so that the audience can't see the action. And then it says the story was told. As if we're not going to show you what actually happened. We'll tell you what happened and hope that you trust what we say. Basically, is how I read that. So that's like the first story. Then we get this one. The artist looked at the producer. The producer sat back. At first, I thought this was connected, and it may be, but maybe not. He said, "Well, what have we got here? It's a perfect track. But we don't have a vocal. We don't have a song. If we could get those things accomplished, nothing else could go wrong." So he balanced the ashtray, picked up the phone, said, "Send me a songwriter who's drifted far from home. Make sure that he's hungry. Make sure he's alone. Send me a cheeseburger and a new Rolling Stone." So here we get a separate story of like these producers who they got their music set up, they got the perfect track, but they need a vocalist. They need someone to, of course, feature on the song that they have. And he says, send me someone who's drifted far from home, someone who's lonely, and then someone who's hungry. I don't read that as in someone that's hungry, like an artist kind of hunger, like a positive hunger, like, yes, I want to do this, but like actually taking advantage of this person, a starving artist, so to speak. Hence why he says, bring me a cheeseburger. So you're kind of getting two different stories here, right? But hold on, there's more. There's still crime in the city, said the cop on the beat. I don't know if I can stop it. I feel like meat on the street. They paint my car like a target. I take orders from fools. Meanwhile, some kid blows my head off. Well, I play by their rules. The cop is saying, if I play by the rules given to me, I'm not going to last very long. So I'm going to play by the city's rules, so to speak. That's why I'm doing it my way. Okay, Frank. I took the law in my hands, also Punisher. So here I am in the alleyway, a wad of cash in my pants. I get paid by a 10-year-old. He says he looks up to me. Still, there's crime in the city. But it's good to be free. Now, here's how I'm starting to read all this. Don't quote me once again, but I feel like all this is in some part autobiographical of Neil Young. I don't know quite exactly this part. I feel like this part, maybe there's been stories told about him and it's not quite true and he can't trust the people around him. Then I look at this one and I look at this as being his music career and perhaps he's feeling taken advantage of when he was hungry and alone. This part, I get more of this ending part where he says there's still crime in the city, but it's good to be free. Maybe he's not doing things the standard way or the normalized way, but at the same time, he's doing it his way and he's free. And what else could he ask for? Let's keep going. Now, I come from a family that has a broken home. Sometimes I talk to Daddy on the telephone. When he says that he loves me, I know that he does, but I wish I could see him. I wish I knew where he was. But that's the way all my friends are, except maybe one or two. Wish I could see him this weekend. Wish I could walk in his shoes, right? I mean, a lot of sons want to grow up to be like their fathers. But now I'm doing my own thing. Sometimes I'm good, then I'm bad. Although my home has been broken, it's the best home I ever had. Once again, I feel like this is written from an autobiographical point of view, right? I'm assuming like this was his childhood, perhaps. And he even reiterates, now he's doing his own thing. Coming back to the, it's good to be free. The song is called Crime in the City. The album is called Freedom. I'm just pulling this all together. And the final verse, well, I keep getting younger. My life's been funny that way. Before I ever learned to talk, I forgot what to say. I sassed back to my mom. I sassed back to my teacher. Got thrown out of Bible school for sassing back at the preacher. Then I grew up to be a fireman. Put out every fire in town. Put out anything smoking. But when I put the hose down, the judge sent me to prison. He gave me life without parole. Wish I never put the hose down. Wish I never got old. Interesting, right? Here he says he wishes he never got old. And in the beginning, he says he keeps getting younger. Okay. We get a little bit of what I would assume is his childhood here, right? A little bit of rebellious, a little bit of a rebel. I can't speak. And then he describes himself as a fireman, putting out every fire in town, like doing good. But then it says when he put the hose down, when he stopped doing that, he was sent to prison, obviously metaphorically or symbolically, and given life without parole. And he wishes he never put the hose down. And when he did put the hose down, he apparently feels, or he did, get old. So perhaps this was his purpose. He's trying to find purpose. And if he doesn't have his purpose or he can't act upon his purpose, then he will feel old. And what is Neil Young's purpose? At least from my limited knowledge, making music. Please clap. Was that good? Was that decent? Let's look at the Wikipedia article for this thing, because it's also pretty decent. It says, obviously it was released on this album. Although he's performed longer versions, it was not released as a single, but reached number 34 on the Billboard magazine mainstream rock charts. Let's see. Earlier versions were more than twice as long. It has been characterized as a document of moral rot in urban regions of the U.S. in the 80s. So it was written on a sailboat in 88. Let's see. I'm just looking for the meat out of these potatoes. Young would play both acoustic and electric versions of the earlier song. Downing described the lyrics as selfishness, stupidity, and senseless violence. Greenwald interprets it as illustrating society's lost and found in the late Reagan administration in the U.S. of the late 80s. Let's see it. Green describes it as a frantic creed or screed about people slowly losing their minds in a wild city. I still come with this with like I think it's about Young himself, or at least in some capacity, in some poetic and symbolic way. I feel like it's about him. Obviously, there's a lot of other information here. Reception, you got that. Personal, you got that. Everything else, you got that. Let me know what you guys. I think I nailed that one. Let me know what you guys thought of it, of course, in the comments down below. Thank you so much once again, Rob, for the support and the suggestion. Hope you enjoyed it. You can, of course, request songs like Rob did on the Buy Me a Coffee page. If you want to skip the request line, Patreon's there. Press the like button before you leave. Thank you for being here. Come back tomorrow, and I hope to see you all then. Bye, guys.